Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. My name is Debbie Singleton, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I come to you live Monday evenings when I can. And this evening, I am going to bring you a Valentine card. Good evening, Mom. Thanks for joining. So this weekend, I was at a craft retreat, and it was so much fun. I got so much done. This coming Saturday, I have card class, and so my goal for this past weekend was to get all my cards cut out for this coming card class, and I got everything all done, and so I'm all ready for this upcoming card class. So if you'd like to join card class, let me know. I do have some slots available, and I can certainly get your cards all cut out. We are going to do a Valentine theme, so I can still cut out some cards. I'm super excited. We are now live with our January through April catalog, which is amazing stuff in here, as well as our online January online release. They're already getting ready next month to release March's online specials. And as a demonstrator in February, we get to pre-order for that. So we already can pre-order for some April releases for online. I can't see them yet, but this mini catalog is absolutely amazing. It's beautiful. There's some beautiful things in here, as well as some online things. And of course, because upcoming is Valentine's, so I thought we would do a Valentine card class. I'm super excited about that. So the suite that I picked for us to use for card class is this Made with Love suite collection. Oh my gosh. So I got all my ideas and everything, and I kind of played around with some ideas, and I used some ideas from some other people, and I'll give them credit for that. And kind of tweaked a few of the things, but some of them are super cute. Oh my goodness. The idea I got for tonight's card actually is right here in the catalog. I really liked this idea, but I didn't like some of mine didn't come out quite like this. So tonight when I'm making the card, I'm going to tweak it just a little bit. But we call that casing when we case an idea. And a lot of the demonstrators and the teams are more than happy to let you do that. I just give them credit when I tell you that I've cased their ideas. And so I'll tell you that when I case their ideas. This is straight out of the catalog. They have some beautiful ideas, and this suite is amazing. So this suite comes with the Endless Love stamp set and die set. It comes with these cute little treat bags. It comes with the 3D embossing, which I've used a lot, and that I used it on here. Oh, I put this away. Surprised. This ribbon is very pretty. It's not petal pink, bubble bath. And I put these away too. So these are the little embellishments. I didn't really use these embellishments, but I could have. But I had them with me, and when I packed and unpacked, I kind of spread stuff around. So they're around here somewhere. And then this paper. Oh my goodness, I have used a ton. I've used almost a whole pack of this paper to do the card class. It is absolutely amazing. And it's two-sided, so you get to have all these sides to it. And I couldn't decide which side I wanted any of this paper because each side had so many different things. So I think I used this side of the paper most of the time, but I did use this side, and I did use one of the other sides as well. But it's so fun. Oh my goodness. So card class will be very fun this Saturday. So I'm very excited about that. So tonight's card, oops, I didn't even put that in there. So I'm going to kind of do this a little bit differently, but same concept. So anytime that you use white as your base, you want to use thick basic white. And then I took a regular basic white for the background. And because I embossed it and stamped, we're going to stamp first and then we're going to emboss. So I'll show you how to do that. And then we're going to use the heating tool and the white to do the stamping there. And then I'm going to stamp there, and then I'm going to cut out these little hearts. And then on the inside, I thought it was too plain. I didn't want mine on white. So I thought I actually glued all these. So I did my layering because I like my layers. So I layered my inside of my card, and I thought I glued it, but I did not. So that will look so much better when you layer it on the inside. You could always put a greeting in here. We have all kinds of them. So you could say, you know, Happy Valentine's Day, hugs and kisses. You could say today and always. You could say love. You could say XO. You could say all kinds of things. And we have a bunch of other stamp sets too that you could say something. But I didn't put anything on the inside just in case I want to just give it away and not say anything. But I do like my layering. The layers actually give it some more depth to it, and it's not just stark white. So I do have the pieces cut out differently for the happy and the day, but we're still going to use that. All right, so what we want to do first is we want to stamp on this so we can actually use the 3D embossing. And then we want to stamp these and then get that put together. Oh, there they are. So what I did was we have a punch. We have a 3 punch. And I used this punch. And I'm going to actually, whoops, that's on the white, on the bread. You can't see. So it's going to give it a little bit more character on the front. So I punched 2 of these out, and I'm going to do the happy and the day on that punch. And then hopefully I didn't lose it because I've been, oh, apparently I have lost it. So I have to find it here somewhere. I'll just punch out another one out of row red. Okay. What did I do with it? I want the happy and the day. I usually put them in a little tray so that I don't lose them, and I didn't. So now see what happens when you don't put them away in a tray. You lose them. All right, I'll have to punch it again. All right, so here's my thick basic white, and I've already cut it 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4 1/4. So we'll just fold that over. That's our card base. The ends together. All right, and actually we're going to I'm going to glue all these together so that they're all glued already, and I have to do another. So what I did was these pieces are my first one, which is Strawberry Slush, and it's 5 1/4 by 4. My real red is 5 by 3 3/4. We're going to glue that together. And then if you want to stamp on the inside, I put a white piece on the top so that you can stamp on it. And that piece is 4 3/4 by 3.5. So we don't have any designer series paper to go on our envelope. So you can do a couple different things. You can just stamp on the envelope, and you can stamp all different places on the envelope just so that you've kind of tied the envelope together with your card. So that looks so much nicer. That's going to give a nice little thing to our inside of our card. I like that so much better. And while we have the stamp out, we can stamp in the corner of our envelope, and that'll kind of tie our card to our envelope. So I will probably take our little corrugated heart and stamp here, and that will kind of tie our envelope to our card. Now I have the piece that is going to be 3D embossed, and I used Strawberry Slush. I don't know what color they used, but I think that was the best color. This did not. Was the color I liked. You can use any color. I first used a lighter color and I didn't like it. It didn't stand out enough. So then I went to Strawberry Slush. So just ink this up. And it's designed to kind of grab it in all different places. And, you know, it's just, and it's also is not symmetrical heart. So it doesn't, it's not, it's kind of lopsided. So if you're trying to line it up, don't stress because it's not lined up. So if we turn it just a little bit, it'll look a little bit better. And place it on here, I don't know, wherever you think you want to place it. And that looks pretty good. And then re-ink it. I think this will work better. And yep, that looks really good. Okay. Now I have no idea what happened to my other little dashing red piece. I put all my red away. All right, see if I can find a scrap or if I can. I think this is too. Let's just. All right. Let's cut out another piece. There we go. All right. Now I hopefully don't lose that piece. Okay, so now we're going to stamp the Valentines on a piece of Strawberry Slush. It's going to go on there. Now I first cut the piece of Strawberry Slush out first, and you can do that. But I don't know. I wrestled with that, and then some people cut it out to be the exact size and then stamp it. I don't know, whichever works for you. I've tried it both ways. I don't know. So I'm going to just stamp it and then cut it. Hopefully that will work this time. Oh, I didn't want to do it in Strawberry Slush. I wanted to do it in Real Red. Let's see what it looks like in Strawberry Slush. I think I want it darker. Oh no, that actually looks pretty good. Okay, I thought I wanted it darker, but actually color on color looks pretty good. I was thinking it, you can't tell, but for some reason it doesn't look right, but there we go. Now it's in. Yep. I was thinking I did it on Real Red, but I must not have. Okay. So now I'm going to cut my, what did I do with my, I unpacked my stuff, and so I don't know where I put all my stuff that I unpacked. That's the only thing when you go to retreat. You pack everything up, and then you unpack it, and it doesn't unpack real good. So, kind of. All right. That's not too bad. Okay. Actually, that's pretty good. Okay. All right, so there's our Valentine's. Now we want to stamp the happy and day on here, but we want to do it in our Versamark because we're going to put the white powder on. There's my Versamark. So here's the happy. Now the Versamark, you don't see it very easily when you stamp it. It kind of stamps clear, so it's kind of hard to see. And I'm going to stamp it. I'm sorry, I'm going to need to get it closer to me. Oh, should have gotten out my embossing buddy because I don't know if this will take really well. The embossing buddy will take off all the smudges. I'll take this one off. I'll take off all the fingerprints, and that one probably will have a lot of fingerprints. And then that way it'll help with the embossing powder stick better. So I stamped it closer to the little cutout in case I want to cut off some of this, because I don't want it to be quite so long. Okay, same with the day. Alrighty. Now I am going to maybe where is my I don't know where my little, oh, there it is. Buried, buried, buried. I don't want the embossing powder to stick to my stamps, so I want to dry that. I want to take off the powder. That powder gets everywhere, so I want to take off the Versamark, sorry. All right. Now we're going to let's put some powder on there. Yeah, you can tell where that I didn't do the embossing buddy on this one, and it's yeah, it'll be all right. I didn't bring my little all right. Now we're going to make it magic. And I'm going to use my tweezers to hold it because it is really tiny and I don't want to burn my fingers. Okay. I'm going to turn this on. It'll get kind of noisy. You want to use the number 2. That'll make it the warmest, which we want to get this warm and heat this up, and then it'll turn glossy white. Such magic. And there you have it. You can see it. So it goes from this that. It's interesting. Okay. Happy day, Valentine's Day. So it gets magic. Okay. Now we can use the embossing 3D embosser. Make it, this has such pretty pattern on here. You can't really see that. See if I can put that in there. Let's see. That's sometimes, there we go. See that pattern? All right, now this is where I get confused. Where I want the pattern. I think it has to be the opposite way I want it to be. I think if I put it this way, it goes on my paper that way. I always think I want it there, and then I think that's wrong. So I think that embosses it the way I want it to emboss. Always forget that. And I was going to write myself a note, and I didn't. All right, it's a 3D embossing. So when you use your cut emboss machine and it's a 3D, you only need your plate number 1. And then you put your I want it in all that way. Hopefully this is going to emboss on the right side. So the bumpy side will be where I want it to be. And you always put the non-open side in first. And then you need your plate 4 in. And I'm doing this kind of backwards. So I'm going to turn this around. Okay. No. Oh, it does have to be that way. Well, all right, so it's going to be on the other side. I wanted this is on the other side, but it still is pretty, but I wanted it to be on that side. So I did have it, let's see. So I put it in that way. So I want the paper to go this way, and I want it to be embossed that way. So I thought that that's the side I did it on. All right, so you want, normally I have a blank piece of paper in there. So I want the raised side to have my stamped side, but I didn't, but it looks fine. All right, but I wanted it to be the other way. All right, so the stamped side has to go up. I'll have to write it, I'll have to figure it out and write a note so I remember. All right. I don't do it often enough as when I stamp on it. Okay. So then we can glue this down. Oops, I just glued that side, that's the side I would normally glue. Still has a lot of texture to it. I could have probably moved that heart up that way, but that's okay. All right, now I used my dimensionals to put my happy and my Valentine's and day on. So, but here's my Valentine's and here's my happy. And here's my day. I think I'm going to cut my day off a little bit. I don't want it quite that long. Yep, I want it like that. Yep. There we go. Happy. There we go. All right, and then, oh, I have to get the, have to cut out the little hearts. Those are on the dies. So in the die set, you get all these hearts. I cut out some hearts from here. You get X's, then you get X and O's. You get some arrows. And you do get some little hearts. And then you get this cluster of hearts. And that's where I got these hearts from. And I just cut out a bunch of hearts. And I would have cut out a whole bunch more when I was at retreat, but I didn't have anywhere to put them. So I didn't cut out a whole bunch. So we want that. And I'm going to cut them out of Strawberry Slush. So I'm just bring in my little one. And I'm just bring in. All right, let's put this. We'll just cut out a bunch of these, and then we'll take out the ones that I want from there. Because it'll cut out some of these little tiny baby ones. I don't want those. I just want these two sizes. I think I didn't even put that one size on there. I just wanted that. We also have a punch. I think it was too big. So we have the Bee Builder punch. You know what, I'm going to try that. I want to see that. You know what? I like that. Oh, I like that better. Look at that. Ta-da. Look at that. Look at that. All right. And what did I put? Oh, I did put like 2 of the little baby ones on there, but I like those. I'm going to put those. All right. Yep. Okay. And then actually, I think I'm going to get some bling for the little ones. So I'm going to do the punch, and then I'm going to do the little one. I'm going to get some bling. That's what I'm going to do. I have some leftover Strawberry Slush bling. That's what I'm going to do. All right. All right. All right. Let's make these. Let's get some more of these. Oops. Okay. Making shrapnel everywhere. Okay. It's gonna make like a couple of them. Okay. Oops. I have it's all stuck in there. Okay. So I could cluster those heart on the front of the envelope too. The only thing with that is they'll get caught when you zip it through when you mail them. So the post office wouldn't like that if you put them on the envelope. It'll get caught when you mail them. So they don't like when you put stuff on the outside of the envelope. And it could tear the envelope. So they really frown upon that. Okay. So I'm going to put my dimensionals on this. You know, and I'm going to trim this just a little bit too. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put my dimensionals on this. And hopefully a big one will fit. Yes. There. And maybe 2 big ones. I'll fit on here. Do that. So let's put this on first. Okay, and this is day. Let's put day up underneath here. And then let's put happy up over here. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. Let's put happy up over here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now, I know. Only because I mailed so many cards and I know what, sometimes they push back on when I'm mailing stuff. So that's how come I know. My little things. So, all right. So now I'm going to use my little, let's see, let's kind of put these. Yeah, I'm glad I remembered my little, these are going to be kind of our little jewelry things. And so let's see, maybe a couple down here. Yeah. And then, I think what I'm going to do, I don't like 3 that size, so maybe 2. I do like the little ones better. I threw it away. Darn it. All right, maybe like that. All right. I'm getting there. I like this a little bit better. I probably should have punched some of the little ones, but I don't know. I didn't like how they were going. I mean, that was harder to, this was easier to just use the punch. So, but I'm going to put some bling on here, so maybe that'll help. All right. Okay. Hold on a minute. I think. I think they were going for a very simple card, which is fine. And I just probably ruined the simpleness of it. But I don't know. And it was pretty. The simpleness was pretty. I probably just ruined the simpleness of the card. I just stepped it up, I guess. I don't know. It was simple and it was pretty. Simple is elegant too. I guess I probably just did overkill. I probably didn't need to put those on. In fact, I don't know that I really like that on there. I don't know. Yeah, I think I probably just didn't really need to put that one on there. I think that's too much on there. It's on there now. Okay. I cleaned off that. So this is the one I made before. So simple is good too. And those two little ones. So that would have been fine too. But it's fun to just play and explore and do different things. And this I got just out of the catalog. So they did it. I just took it right out of the catalog. Absolutely right out of the catalog. Anyway, so happy Valentine's Day cards. And we'll be doing Valentine's cards on Saturday. Super excited. Looking forward to seeing you there. If you have any questions, feel free to get with me and let me know. Otherwise, I will talk to you later. If you need anything in the meantime, get a hold of me and we'll catch up. Thank you so much for joining with me. Have a great rest of your week. Thank you.